From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode,
we're getting started with a sweet tale of an Indiana artisan and a case of true confections. We'll look at what your CPA can do for you and meet the group trying to make Indiana a tourist destination.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Welcome to Business, Equity, and Opportunities. I'm Scott Sander. It is the first weekend of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Before the teams tip off today, we have tips of a different kind for you to help you become a successful entrepreneur. In our case, the coaching, if you will, comes from business professionals, community leaders, our own team of VIPs. They share their playbooks, big wins, the upsets, even the air balls to help you build your game plan. Each week, we have 7 segments that cover the things you'll need to know to grow a small business into a contender. We're here every Sunday morning on Wish TV. You can watch the live stream, wishtv.com, or see our content and share it on demand at BE&O The site grows every week with new stories and resources. Try our podcast to listen to us at your convenience. We encourage you to sign up for our newsletter that we update every Tuesday. Keeping with the basketball theme, here's today's starting lineup on Business, Equity, and Opportunity. The 2023 Love Thy Neighborhood Awards are fast approaching. So is the Hispanic Business Council's Confections. We'll look at what your CPA can do for you, meet the group trying to make Indiana a tourist destination, and we have a fireproof success story. First, we're getting started with a sweet tale of an Indiana artisan and a case of true confections.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting started.
Carrie Abbott is the owner of Newfangled Confections, an Indianapolis candy company. She also sits on the board of directors of Indiana Artisan, which is a collaborative organization that brings together Indiana's talented artisans and their one-of-a-kind art and food creations.
So I am a Hoosier. Grew up in Indianapolis, went to high school here, went to college at Ball State, and I just have always loved hospitality, travel and tourism, everything in food. One of the degrees I earned was at Ivy Tech, even with a pastry and baking degree. It was a great program. And after that, I was hooked. I was hooked in something sweet. I had a catering company where one of the treats I made had peanut butter and dipped in chocolate. And it was just something I had a lot of left over that I thought was really good. I wanted to share it with everyone. And the more I did that and kind of that reaction I got from everybody and they loved the sweet, then I was hooked. And played with that recipe a little and developed a brand new candy that has never been developed in 2011, and that is called Friddle candy, a fudge-like brittle. And I've been making that and other chocolates ever since. So in 2011, it just seemed to me that wholesale was the way to go because I like the security. I like the idea that I can make this great confection for other people to sell, right? Because retail can be, up and down sometimes, depending on season. So wholesale really seemed the way. I really like the idea of having a great team. They have regular jobs, and we're not all, it's not always Christmas time all the time. So just kind of a steady thing year round. So it was just weeks before COVID, Elizabeth Garber, the founder of the best chocolate in town, wanted to go into a different career. She actually went into nursing and offered the company as something that I could acquire, and I did. So all of those years of making Friddle for wholesale for other people to sell, I had the opportunity to buy this company and make these products in a way that we were already used to in a wholesale fashion. So I thought if I could sell a confection called friddle, which is kind of like, what is friddle, and end up in so many different stores, I've never had to explain to people what chocolate is. Being able to dip and coat so many different things in premium chocolate, it has just really allowed our company to grow in talent, grow in just recipes and offerings. And then we also have a small retail store, something I said I would never do. Here I am. And the retail store is actually a really fun thing. We're on Mass Ave on the East End, because we can just try out new recipes and immediately from the consumer see if it's something that they enjoy or not. So in Indiana Artisan, it is your products. So this is something I learned early on. So Newfangled Confections or Best Chocolate in Town, our products have been juried in and accepted to the Indiana Artisan program. So that means our companies are members. Yes, I am the artisan and a candy maker and make the items, but it's actually quite hard to get some of the items to jury in to that program. So being in it, I'm very proud. Indiana Artisan Marketplace comes into Indianapolis every spring. It's a collection of artists, of foodists, I guess is what we call ourselves. So it's wineries, it's candy, lots of chocolatiers, dips and chips, everything. And then in terms of the artists, a lot of jewelers, woodworkers, metal crafters. I would say going into business, I didn't realize how much I was capable of, because I started business just kind of like a dream, that I was just gonna try it. Well, one thing that really surprised me is I was capable of a lot more. Things I've picked up from other careers, other jobs, that I didn't realize the value of those projects that I worked on, the skills that I learned along the way. I didn't realize how well it would serve me in my own business. When I get up in the morning, I think one of the things that keeps me going, one, I don't have a choice. I'm in it now. But two, it's worked out so far. I really feel accomplished. Even if there wasn't a friddle, even if there wasn't Newfangled Confections, Best Chocolate in Town, I'm really proud of the work so far. So I think getting up and doing it for other people, even something like this, if, even sitting down here doing this piece together, in the early days, it would make me really nervous when it's like just me, for me, and but when I get up now and I talk about the business, I work in the business, I have coworkers, they're all my coworkers. It's not just like a boss and then my employees. Is that everything I do is for them and for us as a group. This would not be fun, and it wasn't fun when it was just me. And so I have a team, and maybe that sounds like a little cliche, just like it's for the people, it's for the team. This is just an experience that is just part of my journey. This is just an experience, part of this journey of life, and I'm just really glad that I get to do it with the people that are here and that they want to be in, this candy world with me. Part of what keeps me just going, really excited to come into work. It's just seeing everybody and working together. Even now, we're just kind of like mid busy, but we arrive at the same time, we leave at the same time, we help each other. It isn't like just prepping the ingredients, making a sales call, whatever it is that we do in our own tasks. It's that we're doing it together. It really is. And people here in operations, it's a little different. They're not in sales, they're not at the store, but somebody will see this piece and in their family, they'll be really proud of them that they were part of that. And that just warms my heart. I love that.
Welcome back to Business Equity and Opportunities and Accounting and Bookkeeping. Our friends from the Indiana Society of CPAs are back with some advice and more information you may not know.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities, Accounting and Bookkeeping.
Courtney Kincaid is the CEO and president of the Indiana Society of CPAs. She shares information about the client advisory services provided by your certified public accountant.
Oftentimes when people think about their CPA, they think about reactive work, compliance work, taxes, and audit. But the fastest growing area of practice for CPAs are client advisory services, which can take on a whole lot of different meanings, spanning from maybe bookkeeping or payroll to kind of industry-specific consulting, providing information where maybe a CPA has specific knowledge of the risks associated with the industry or opportunities associated, that they could provide then some advisory information to their members, to their clients to make better decisions. And that's really evolved into kind of more the CAS 2.0 model, which is looking at virtual CFOs and controllership. So they're really getting a closer relationship with that individual and understanding, and a CPA is playing a role in helping set strategy for the organization. I think that it really starts with the client of knowing what they might need if the client is on the proactive side. But many of our members are starting to ask if there's opportunities of where they could grow their relationship with their current clients. It's a great opportunity to kind of think about, what do you have in-house? And just because you can't afford to have an in-house CFO doesn't mean that you can't find someone to take on that role in a new way. There's a lot of advantages to small businesses taking on a virtual CFO or controller or even bookkeeper. From technological complexity, you talk to a lot of small businesses and they're running out of multiple spreadsheets, right? And what you can get from working with a CPA is maybe, they have a more advanced technology stack, they have the knowledge of how to more quickly and efficiently do these services. The other advantage is just cost. This is not a full-time position. You're not necessarily paying benefits or vacation. And so it's an economical way to get some high-level services for small businesses. Client advisory services can also include helping small businesses in the startup phase of their journey. Starting up a small business is incredibly complex. There are a lot of different decisions to be made, and they happen in rapid succession. And all of those decisions have implications down the line. So working with a CPA as you start up your business, it's more than debits and credits and adding up money that comes in and goes out, and when you do that and how you do that. There's a lot of compliance work there also in just starting up your small business that results from doing it properly. There's a lot of things to consider when choosing a CPA that would be best for you. It really does depend on what you're looking for that CPA to do for you and with you. There are some that focus on compliance. There are some that focus specifically on small businesses. There are industry-specific CPAs, as you might imagine. In Indiana, we have a lot of members of CPAs who have farm clients. So it just really depends on what you're looking for, and then the Indiana CPA Society can really help pair you with someone who is customized to your needs.
Time on Business Equity and Opportunities for Industry Focus. Sticking with a marketing theme, this time we look at a group that's guiding Indiana's brand.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities, Industry Focus.
Elaine Badel is the CEO of the Indiana Destination Development Corporation. Her mission is to promote Indiana as a great place to live, work, and visit.
Tourism is a big part of Indiana's business. You know, the dollars that we bring into the state each year, you know, looking at $13 billion coming in, looking at all the visitors that come to visit Indiana and travel here. It's a big part of what we do. You know, the dollars that get spent at our businesses, be they restaurants, hotels, or shopping, or anything that visitors do, the attractions themselves, makes for a lot of economic impact in our state. Well, unfortunately, we haven't totally recovered from the pandemic as an industry. We're better than what we were in 2020, obviously, because that was, you know, obviously a COVID year. So when you look at our numbers, we're probably double digit above where we were then. We're not quite recovered to where we were in 2019, but these are 2021 numbers I'm talking about, because those are the last ones that we have. 2022 numbers, we expect to see those being much higher and back in sync, if not higher, than what we were in 2019. So I really think we've recovered nicely from the pandemic. And unfortunately, we did lose some of our small businesses, be they restaurants, even some hotels and some attractions that did not make it through COVID. But those that did probably learned a lot of lessons, changed the way they were doing things, used a little more technology, and now are doing, you know, much better and are now prepared for moving forward. Likewise, I think there's opportunity for other businesses to get started, to fill some of the niches that maybe we lost, and move forward as well. You know, good and bad when you have a pandemic, but it makes you rethink things, everything that you're doing, how you're operating as a business, and how you can improve. And so I think those that were able to figure out ways to improve now will continue from that and continue to move up. The Indiana Destination Development Corporation was created in 2019 by the legislature to actually replace the Indiana Office of Tourism Development. We're a quasi-government entity. We're in essence a new startup, but our mission did get expanded. It's still important to bring visitors here, which is what tourism is all about. Bring visitors here to experience Indiana, but we want them to experience the quality of life and the quality of place we have here, because our mission did get expanded to help attracting talent and to help retain all of that great talent that comes out of our colleges, our graduates that come from Indiana, but also from everywhere else. We need to show them what it would be like to maybe start their career here and live in Indiana. So it's a little bit broader mission, same story. It's all about the quality of life, quality of place that we have here, but we just need to kind of get that communicated in a variety of channels. Indiana has done a great job of attracting new business, and businesses that want to expand or start a new business. You know, I think Indiana does get on their short list because we're such a great place to do business. Now, the next question is, where does their talent come from? And you know, the talent that we have coming out of either Ivy Tech or out of, you know, any of our colleges or universities, you know, that's the pipeline. But will talent follow them? And that's the question. We need to figure out how we can make sure that people understand, have a high perception of Indiana, so that when they get that call saying, hey, here's a job, I love the job, but why would I come to Indiana? That's been the response. And we've got to give tools to corporations to respond to that, because for businesses to continue to come here, they're going to want to know that their talent is willing to come here as well. And unfortunately, right now, all of the research that we've done, the focus groups that we've done, we actually have evidence that people outside of Indiana who've never been here and who haven't seen one of our promotional pieces, they have no clue what Indiana has. No clue at all. And so sometimes they think, there's nothing to do there, it's just cornfields, whatever. And we know that's not true. We've got such a great story to tell here about Indiana, and we just need to get that story out, and that's what we're working toward doing now. Well, I think there's always more opportunities to help tell Indiana's story by having things that people can do here and enjoy. And it seems like experiences are huge. You know, so coming to Indiana and having the experience of visiting a place. Maybe someone's very interested in history, so they come here and visit some of the historical places that we have. Maybe they're interested in presidential homes, so they come in and visit the Benjamin Harrison historical site. So there's lots of ways that people can get engaged. And I think anything that you can do with an experience. Indiana is really known for outdoors. We know that a lot of people come here. We have one of the best state park systems in the country. People love to hike. We're seeing more activations in kayaking, using our waterways a little bit more. All the trail system that we have for people to bike ride or to run, walk, whatever. Those are the kind of things I think people are looking for. And so we're really trying to highlight that and add to that experience. We have some wonderful new areas being developed. One is the Origin Park down on the Ohio River, and it's going to have a kayaking experience. It's going to have trails. It's going to, when the Ohio River floods, you'll be able to walk in the flooded areas on the wooden decks. So it's going to be a great experience to understand what nature is really like in the good and the bad times, and how you react to that. And so I think those kinds of experiences, those kinds of things, if we can get those up and running, will be a great advantage for Indiana. Well, I think this is a turning point for Indiana. Nobody knows our story. Now's the time to tell our story. And what we're working with the legislators right now is to trying to get a budget. We have a very small budget compared to our neighboring states. We have about $4.5 million, where our neighboring states are spending $35 million, $40, $100 million in promoting their states. We are not able to do that, so we hope that working with the legislatures, we can get a much larger budget to be able to tell our story. Because we know from evidence that once people come here, they love it and they stay. And they may not have any idea what they were coming into, came for a job, and now they're not going to leave. And those Hoosiers by choice, and we did a variety of videos that people can go and watch, are really heartwarming when they say why they love Indiana and why they're here. And so I think we're right now at a turning point. And if we can move forward again with our In Indiana campaign, which is sort of branding Indiana, getting everybody to kind of join in on that. That was the whole purpose of that In Indiana. Everybody can connect in, create their own headline. If we can continue to do that, if we can continue to repeat it year after year and build on it and build our marketing on it, I think we'll be able to make a real dent in what we see Indiana's perception is now.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, beoshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV, or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunities show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at beoshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.